Greenfield, land is our legacy. Our founders have nurtured these prized possessions for years. As stewards of these crown jewels, we develop these lands into communities that will remain relevant throughout the years. Simultaneously working with nature while employing the latest in technology. We provide spaces for leisure and opportunities for a thriving lifestyle. Venues where relationships grow and are nurtured. We build residential towers that are part of well thought out and planned communities. We build modern suburban cities with vast spaces for nature and an opportunity to live a fully connected and balanced lifestyle. We provide living spaces that flourish with life and heritage. From urban, connected yet nature-centric districts to suburban cities flourishing with greenery, our developments will remain relevant throughout the years. Let this be the legacy you bequeath to your children and your children's children. Let our land be your legacy. Greenfield, ours for generations.
There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio1delacruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Me. We are live today for the students of the Technological University of the Philippines, Taguig. So today we'll be joined by speakers from Aspac, LSEG, and ADP. But before we start, we'd like to invite everyone for the prayer followed by the national anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below.
Thank you for that. So to officially start today's session, we'd like to invite Engineer Pal Maliter M. Domingo, Assistant Director for Academic Affairs for TUP Taguig, to give us the opening remarks.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning to our students who will be undergoing this SIT orientation program. And welcome again. Welcome also for the Marketing Me Live webinar, wherein topics here are online applications, preparation for interview, improving communication skills, coping with the world of works, that you will need this when you will undergo these SIT programs. Now that SIT will be the actual application of your skill, application of your knowledge on theories. Ito na yung mapatutunayan nyo kung yung mga theory ay pwede nyo i-apply sa totoong buhay o kaya sa totoong environment ng industry. So, sana sa mga Marketing Me Live webinar series na to ay may matutunan tayo or may apply natin kapag tayo na ay nasa industry. Welcome. Thank you sa Guidance Office and thank you sa jobs180.com for their assistance in this orientation program. Thank you and good morning to all.
Thank you for that, Engineer Domingo. So we welcome you, everyone. So I'm Shari. I'm from Academic Linkages. I will be hosting today's event. And as usual, we'd like to know where you're from. If you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube or in another platform, I know the TUP students are watching on Zoom. So we'd like to know where you're from. Please comment your name and course. Course lang, yan. Kahit course lang. Para we can advise it to our speakers later para at least yung mga questions nyo, malaman nila kung saan nanggagaling. Alright? So, here is our schedule for this morning. First topic is online applications using resume link to be discussed by jobs180.com. Next, we have preparation for interview by Aspac Philippines. Next, we have improving communication skills to be presented by LSEG, that's London Stock Exchange Group. And last topic is coping with the world of work to be presented by ADP Philippines. Ayan. So thank you for those who are here and those who came in on time. So thank you for your efforts. So we'd like to remind everyone that if you're watching it now, if you're from TUP, we'll be showing you the evaluation link at the end of the event, so that secures your attendance for this webinar. No, that evaluation form is controlled by TUP Guidance Office. So if ever you have concerns later, you reach out to your counselors. Okay, so let's go to our first speaker. Our first speaker for this event is Sir Kim Chua. He will be discussing online applications. He is the managing director for jobs180.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Ayan. So, if ever you have questions for Sir Kim, let's put it in the comment section, and after his talk, I will read it to him and we will let him address your concerns. Okay? So, Sir Kim, the floor is yours. Please take it away.
Everyone, allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, ito ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman, pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So, you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot, lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. 'Diba? Kasi takot kayo baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often that you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM, private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Hindi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo, just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now, at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have, kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. Now, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So, yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan. Ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng mga kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So, you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang gano'n na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo na papabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo yung attention, gusto ka niya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Huwag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes, lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay, of course, explain lang ako Okay, with respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it, real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. So, to our audience, we are now opening the floor for questions. So, if ever you have questions, type nyo lang dyan. Tapos si Ms. Niz na yung bahalang mag-feed sa amin. Alright? Sir Kim, I'll go ahead. First question. Is it okay, kasi sir, you mentioned this in your talk a while ago. Is it okay to send our applications, our CVs, our resume links to postings na alam namin na hindi kami qualified? Kasi di ba before, sinasabi ng mga HR sa mga pag nag-brief sila ng mga applicant, oh, make sure you read through the job description and the responsibilities if it's a good fit. Yan. So what's your stand on this?
Okay, here's my perspective. Both ako yung job seeker and ako yung HR. No, syempre as a job seeker, I'll try my best in whatever way I can to get to the company that I want to apply to, no? And whatever position din yung gusto ko talagang applyan. Now, if I'm the company naman, I want to save my time in processing applications. Just be honest, diba, about it, no? Ayoko naman mag-process ng mga aplikanteng alam ko na to begin with na pagtingin pa lang hindi na siya talaga qualified dun sa requirements, 'di ba, na kailangan natin. Now, that is where this resume link comes in very very handy. Tsaka very very useful on both sides, no? Bakit? Tingnan mo. Ikaw si job seeker, you can now continue to submit to whatever company or position you want to apply to regardless. O, tingnan mo yung term ko regardless kung pasado ka or hindi. So kung meron ka nakitang kumpanya, ito yung requirement nun, kahit na malayo sa meron mo, sa requirement mo, you can submit your resume link and try your luck. Na? Sabi ko nga dyan, may swerte-swerte dyan. Malay natin, timing lang yan. Submit ka ng resume link mo ngayon. Bigay mo na, no? Dun sa company na yon. Now, if you're the company naman, at this present time, most probably, hindi ka papasa muna. Muna. Why? Because hindi nga nag-shoot dun sa requirement. But with the use of the resume link, moving forward, at any point in time, kung si company biglang nagkaroon ng requirement or ng vacancies na nandun yung profile mo, pasok yung profile mo, then isipin nyo mabilisan na. Kasi pagkatingin niya ng resume link, nakita niya nag-match yung profile mo, they can easily get in touch with you. Baliktad na. Sila ngayon yung maghahanap sa inyo. Uy, itong aplikante nag-apply sa akin 6 months ago or maybe 2 years ago nag-apply sa akin. No, back then wala kaming hiring, wala nag-match dun sa profile niya, pero ngayon ito na yung hinahanap kong profile. So what will I do if I'm the HR? I'll instantly get in touch with you. Yan yung next step ko, 'di ba? Kasi ikaw na nakita ko na nag-match yung profile. And this is why I encourage everyone to submit your resume link to those companies that you want to apply to regardless if you are qualified or not. Okay, yan ang perspective ko on both sides. So I hope na-address ko yung tanong ni Ma'am Shari.
Okay, so ang end goal nito, sir, is that maybe you're not qualified today, but you can submit you can submit now. But in case na qualified ka na in the future, in the coming months,
Tama, oo.
years. Yeah.
Tama
All
na yan,
right,
tama.
thank you for that, sir. So to our audience, feel free to ask us lang So next question, sir. Do you have tips on maximizing yung social networking sites for professionals? Like LinkedIn, yun lang alam ko for now, sir. Pero I'm sure our audience would like to know how is this used po.
Okay, so when there's actually a lot of platform talaga ngayon. So bandami, 'di ba? Left and right. Sabi ko nga, ang dami niyang platform. Now, when you're going to put your social media, hindi lang social media, when you're going to put your online presence, yan, and you want to make it more professional, make sure lang na you think before you click, sabi nga nila, or you pause before you post, 'di ba? Whatever you are going to put in there, kasi mabilis ngayon maggawa ng background checking. Now, ang sa akin lang is when you create your resume link, the reason why this is very different among all the other type of platform is that when you have a resume link, hindi mo kailangan maging friends with another friend para makita yung information mo. Hindi kailangan you have to be you have someone that you are parang may common ground kayo para lang makita yung information mo. So this is very straightforward. This is not a social media platform. Okay? As most of you are thinking, yung resume link ba, papogian ba to? Pagandahan ba to ng mga dapat ilagay dyan? To the point of view of the HR, definitely yes, because you will be using this when you're going to apply for companies. Pero hindi ito yung para sabihin mo, oy bro, tingnan mo, 'di ba? O pogi ko dito, mas marami akong profile kaysa sa'yo, 'di ba? Mas parang hindi siya about that. You don't falsify your information, definitely. Kasi ito ka dito mga information mo, malalagot ka naman pag nag-background check yung company. And definitely, they also do that. No, companies also do that. So, yan yung sa akin. Just to keep it straight to the point, itong resume link hindi sa social media platform, but if you have your social media platform, kagaya ng ibang mga professional sites na na-mention ni Ma'am Shari kanina, whether it's LinkedIn, it's other online platform, no, better make sure that you check it and you keep it professional, no, yung itsura. Lalo na kung ang purpose nito ay for professional use, no, for application, lalo na for companies. Ayun lang.
Ayan, thank you for that, sir. Alright. Last question na lang siguro, sir, regarding internal vacancies over at jobs180.com.
Tamang-tama yung nasabi mo. Alam nyo ba, guys and girls, no, lahat ng nakikinig, yan, we have several vacancies right now. Okay, so let's start with ano muna, OJT and internship. Maybe you are in the stage of your school where you are looking for companies, 'di ba? Na pwede nyong i-OJT or i-internship. The good thing with Jobs on 80 is that we are offering and we have a lot of vacancies for internship. So meron na kaming tawag niyan, meron na kaming kinikater na iba-ibang mga schools, and right now we have more than 400 plus colleges, university partners that we're catering as well for the virtual internship. So if you're interested, all you need to do is go check out our website sa jobs180.com/jobs180. Ayan. O, punta lang kayo doon. Or, nakita mo yung nagsuscroll dyan ngayon? May nagsuscroll dyan, no? Nakalagay dyan, schools.jobs180.com/TUP Taguig. O pwede nyo puntahan yan, hanapin nyo yung Jobs 180 doon. No? May search na bar, type mo lang Jobs 180 and then it will appear. Another thing pa is when you have your resume link na rin, kung nakagawa ka na ng resume link at gusto mo mag-submit via email, you can email us sa info@jobs180.com yung inyong resume link. And of course, you have to tell us that you're applying for an OJT or internship position. Okay? Now, for full-time positions naman, kahit na pandemic, marami pa rin kaming hiring. For IT, we are looking for people sa web development. So if you have friends, relatives, or whoever you know that you would like to be part of our team, tell them to go also check out yung site na sinabi ko, tsaka sa email, sa info@jobsunity.com. Hindi lang sa IT, meron din kami for customer support because we are also hiring pa, na continuously hiring. Ayan lang. So, check
Sir,
it
can we
out,
have
no?
a
Apply.
quick question? We have
Oh,
a quick
yes, yes.
follow-up question
Hmm.
from the TUP crowd.
Okay.
What makes Jobs 180 different from LinkedIn? Just a quick, ano lang, sir,
So,
a quick
okay, sige.
rundown
Quick
of the
rundown.
earlier answer.
Magkaiba siya with LinkedIn. Number one, you don't need to be friends with another friend, or you don't have to have a common connection for you to be able to open, or for that person to be able to open or see your profile. Okay, so when you another thing is hindi to searchable. Try going to jobs180.com and try mo doon i-type yung pangalan mo. Halimbawa, Albert, no? Try mo i-type doon sa search bar yung Albert. Nothing will come out unless may company name, position title, or location na nagsa-start with Albert. Okay, otherwise, hindi siya searchable. So dun pa lang sa dalawa, that's my top of mind, no? Another thing is that for LinkedIn, because I also try to create an account, iba yung people who can see LinkedIn, they have to have an account also for LinkedIn. Yun yung pinaka nakita kong major difference. Now for Jobs on 80, the company that you're applying to, kahit wala siyang Jobs on 80 account, kahit hindi niya alam ang jobs180.com, pwede niya makita yung profile mo for as long as alam niya yung eksaktong resume link mo. And that means it has to come from you. So you give your resume to that person and they can type it in the browser lang. O, di ba? Malayong malayo. Okay?
Thank you for that. Parang LinkedIn, sir, is used for ano talaga, for networking. Kasi may mga articles, may mga, may feed sila for mga ganun. Yeah. Alright.
Yes.
So, thank you. Sir Kim,
All
we're
right.
ready to go
Thank
to
you.
the next
Be safe,
speaker.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Sir Kim. Thank you. Ayan. So, for our next speaker, we're ready. So, next speaker, we have Miss Maria Jem Rosos, HR Coordinator for Aspac Philippines. She will be discussing preparation for interview. She is an engaged and motivated HR professional with over 3 years of experience. She is currently working as the HR Coordinator in Aspac International Incorporated, a logistics firm, and she is handling sourcing and hiring. Miss Mara, can you please join us? Hi, ma'am. Good morning.
Hello, Miss Shari. Good morning.
Can we test your share screen po?
Sure. Well,
Ayan. So today, Miss Mara, our audience is actually not on Facebook Live. They're watching on a Zoom meeting over at TUP Taguig. So their questions are being fed here in our comment section po privately. Ayan. So Miss Mara, your presentation is up. I leave you to it po if you're ready. I'll be back in 20 minutes for the Q&A. Thank you, Miss Mara.
thank you, Miss Shari. So, hello in all our viewers, especially in the students of Technological University of the Philippines, Taguig. alumni. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me here again in Jobs That 180 webinar. Again, I'm Mara Rosos, and I will discuss to you some of my best interview tips on what to wear and how to answer common interview questions. But before we start, I just want to ask you guys if you already know what is your dream job. Have you ever decided what you want to be or what you would like to be in the future? If I were you, start to know that very important thing right now. Syempre, for you to put some goals and set things on how you will achieve it. But why I've started with that question? Simple lang. For you to have a clear perspective or view sa kung anong trabaho yung a-applyan nyo. Like for example, graduate ka ng psychology and you want in an industrial setting and to become an HR manager in the future. So as a fresh graduate, ano ba yung stepping stone mo? It would be an HR associate, HR assistant, HR staff na position. Okay? So when decided na kayo at alam niyo na kung anong work yung gusto nyo, be prepare, and think before you click. So why prepare? Tatlo siya. Prepare first your individual profile or the resume. That's what Sir Kim discussed earlier. So make it appealing and attractive, not boring, because its main purpose is to show off your best self to the potential employers. Next, prepare a dress or an outfit to impress. Okay? And lastly, prepare on the question that they usually ask in the interview. Now, in this session, what to wear and tips to answer common interview questions yung didiscusin natin. Okay? So, let's begin with what to wear. So, most of us na HR, we are not judgmental. We only studied behavior, guys. So, uh, we formed an impressions within the first 30 seconds of meeting an applicant. So, make your first encounter with your prospective employer a positive one. And most important thing is to dress professionally. Dressing appropriately is a key to a jobs interviews initial assessment of you guys. So dress to impress. It includes not only clothing, but also shoes, hair and makeup, accessories to make you full package and stand out in all the applicants. Okay, so categorize natin yung career fields in from consecutive or conservative to casual. So, first, conservative, those are courses like business management, administration, sales, and finance. So, it's more on admin side. Accountant, HR person, or even sa law firm po. Doon po pumapasok siya sa conservative. Next is for semi-conservative, those are courses like training specialist, instructor, curriculum developer, architecture, and engineering. So, those are the roles na hindi naman necessary stocks ka sa office. Okay? And the last one is the casual. So, it's courses in arts, culture, and entertainment, communications. So, or an artist, social media, theater artist, basta may creative side na yung ina-apply ang work po. So, this is for conservative outfit. So, start with something like long sleeves, white long sleeves, black pants for women, ha? Black pants and blazer or suit. So, basta make sure that it fits. And palagi niyong tatandaan, when it comes to an interview, it's better to overdress than to underdress. For blazer, it's either black or keep the colors in neutral, like gray, beige, black, and white colored shirt underneath. I'm sure it works as well. So for shoes, a little bit conservative as well. Don't go muna sa rubber shoes or boots. kasi it's more on admin side siya. So safe bet will be black shoes or doll shoes or leather na black na very simple po. And again, keep it simple. Keep it black. When it comes to hair, this is only for my personal opinion, guys. So instead of tying your hair in a ponytail or doing it up in a bun, I actually prefer that you have your hair down. Because as a recruiter, I feel that it gives more confident and self-assured look, and it gives a little bit of a different vibe. But this is only for my opinion, guys. So you can do what you feel is best and most comfortable for you. For makeup, don't go for an overly made up look. You can stick with neutral bronze makeup. That would be great. Nothing too overly done, guys. Just foundation, eyeliner, mascara, blush, lipstick, lip gloss, eyebrows, a little bit of highlighter. So for accessories naman po, make it simple but classy since conservative yung position. And stick with basic. So one decent pair of earrings or studs. Pwede nyo siya ibagay. It's for formal or even for casual. So if you have simple necklace, it's okay. And syempre, watch po. Very important yung watch kasi throughout the interview process, important na aware kayo sa oras, dapat natatrack nyo at dapat maaga kayo. Okay, for men's clothing, guys, same thing lang. Please look classy and look professional. So wear a suit and white long sleeve underneath. Please no to oversized poofy shoulder suits and make sure it's clean and syempre with a tie and all tucked in properly. For shoes, very simple. Just faux leather or real leather dress shoes. A very simple shoes and make sure that they also fit your feet. Okay, not too big, no, too clunky or too chunky, guys. When it comes to hair for men, hiring managers want to work with a clean people. So make sure your hair is clean cut, as well as nothing too struggly or messy, guys. So accessories, wear a tie and a nice watch as well. Yun, not too crazy expensive kasi hindi naman siya requirement. Okay. Um, those are the examples when you wear it. Let's move to semi-conservative outfit. So, hindi yung mga courses dito, hindi necessary stocks lang sa office. So, this time, may kaunting creative side na po dun sa ina-applyan yung trabaho. And merong leeway pagdating sa styles. Pwede din kayo mag-mix ng other varieties to statement pieces that you stand out. So for blazers, not black na black, it's either floral or gray na checkered shirt, white or black pants. Sa shoes po, pwede ng less conservative like leather boots, suede, leather brown, basta make sure that color works. So for accessories, pearl earrings or studs. And same din with men, sweaters, collared shirts, polo shirts, long sleeves, slacks. Next is forecast. Ito po, those outfits is for semi-conservative. Okay, let's move to casual outfits. So for casual, those or the position if artist or social media theater artist, basta may creative side na po. On this kind of job, since creative nga po yung position, so looking din yung hiring manager for someone na creative din. Okay, this time, anything pwede mo na suotin at kung saan ka comfortable. Sa shoes, something like Air Force One white or clean white. Sneakers, pwede po. Accessories, you have freedom to accessorize but not too loud, guys. So you can wear statement earrings or watch, necklace, wag lang over accessories kasi baka hindi na po maganda tingnan. So, how would you dress like for a casual outfit? So this is like that. And that's it. Basta the most important thing is you're comfortable on what you're wearing. And additional lang, there's a few pieces that are not to wear during the interviews. Of course, not to wear a tank top, very loose neckline. It's very distracting to the interviewer, guys. So short starter jeans, short skirts, very no po sa short skirts. For shoes, do not wear extremely high heels or slippers or rebel boots. So you need to dress out even you are in virtual interviews because it brings out confidence in you when you dress well. At the end of the day, what really matters is the word fit. You don't need to be bonga or fabulous, but the most important is they fit. So it fits on you. The length, the shoulders are good. It's very good on your own body, fits sa job position at sa norms ng company na ina-applyan nyo. Okay? So after you prepare on your professional dress up, you prepare on your interview. So how to answer common interview questions? I'll give you some tips lang, guys. So first, don't lie. Okay? Just be honest. Believe it or not, hindi tayo magaling magsinungaling. At mahuhuli pa rin kayo, lalo na kung magaling yung intuitions ng mag interview sa inyo. Next is listen carefully. Listen very carefully lang sa nag interview sa inyo. Hindi yung nawawala ka na sa sarili mo sa sobrang kaba, yung sa sobrang nervous mo, iba na yung tanong ng interview sa sagot mo. Ng interviewers, iba na yung tanong ng interviewer sa sinasagot mo. During the interview, what really matters is the attitude. If masyado kang confident or arrogant, I'm very sure they won't consider you. Pangit din naman kung sobrang incompetent mo at hindi ka magaling. They don't need you. Hindi ka matatanggap sa trabaho. Okay? Next is respect the interviewer. So make them feel na nire-respect niya siya or nakikinig ka sa kanya. Yung body posture natin and eye contact, hindi yung kausap mo siya pero nakatungo kayo or kung saan kayo nakatingin. Next is lean forward and ipakita na you're paying attention to them and really shows that you're listening. Next, think before you speak. Usually, tayo sa sobrang kaba, di na tayo nakakapag-isip. So, ang tendency nun, nagkakamali na tayo sa mga sinasabi natin. Paulit-ulit, paikot-ikot. So, be comfortable with silence, guys. Pwede ka mag-pause. Pwede ka mag-isip. Wala naman tayong time limit. Next is, do not use fillers. Fillers are no good and useless, guys. Pag madalas kayo mag-fillers, isa lang ibig sabihin yan, di kayo confident, di kayo prepare. Ano ba yung mga fillers? It's like, I hate that because, yan, mga ganyan. So, instead of saying that, you pause and think. Pwede kayong mag-pause at maging honest kayo or pwede nyo sabihin na, let me think of an answer first, ma'am. Pwede nyo sabihin yan. So, it's important, guys, to practice before an interview, even it's face-to-face interview or an online interview. It's also an important selection technique where there is a two-way of exchange of information. Okay, so face-to-face interview, ma-apply niyo yung mga sinabi kong outfit a while ago. But in online interview, just a top, yung top lang din na sinabi ko, pwede niyo siya, but it matters po. And also your background. At the same time, the connections, it really matters po. So, importance of an interview. Again, it's an important selection technique where there is a two-way exchange of information. The interview gets important information from the candidates and can also judge whether or not they can fit into organization's culture. So ano ba yung mga interview questions? The first one is, tell me something about yourself. The first question, this is kind of icebreaker, guys. We as interviewer know that you are very nervous on the very start of an interview, and talking or sharing about yourself will kind of calm you down, simply because you're kind of excited to share who you are, or you want us to like you. So how to answer that question? It will usually be that are not already written on your resume, because we already read it and screened it. All your informations you have on your resume. We want naman to hear from you, your habits, what do you want to do, or does that are new, or something that is exciting or even will make you different or stand out, like swimming or biking, and talk and talk why talk why you want to do it, yung swimming and biking. So like, for example, I'm an avid fan of BTS. I love to watch their covers because they're something like an influencer. Or I like to go on a beach on weekends because it's kind of calming and relaxing. I'd like also to go there with my friends and families. So take it as starting point of the conversation. I'm sure after that you feel much calmer, relaxed, and ready for the next question. Next question, why should we hire you? So mapapatanong ka na lang din talaga sa sarili mo na, why would they hire me? So you need to research, ano nga ba tong in-applyan ko? Ang company ba to? Ano ba yung nature nito? So you can answer this question. I'm fit for this job or role because I love to engage with people. I love to speak and help employees in an organization, and also help them out as an HR person. You have to understand the role that you are applying for so that they can hire you. And it's also important to know the company you're applying for, you to know the values, culture, and norms they follow through. Next question. What is your greatest strengths and weaknesses? Most of the employees or companies ask this question just to know your strengths and weaknesses. If you're fit to the job you're applying, uh, you're applying for, or your strengths aligns with the company and positions. So why they need to know your weaknesses? For them to understand your humbleness, your room for improvement. And again, asking your greatest strength, one thing lang po na sobrang galing mo at sobrang hina mo for weakness. Hindi yung madaming sinasabi na skills. Never go sa answer din po na wala kayong weakness. Give at least one. And do search positive traits or adjectives and pick one. Pick out one na truly magre-represent sa'yo or mag-i-speak out sa'yo. I'm pretty sure lahat tayo may strengths. Be comfortable on what you are and truly magre-represent sa'yo at sa kwento mo. Next question. Why do you want to work for us? So, be truthful lang, guys. I want to be part of this organization because I believe that for the position, it developed me even further. My time management skills will become even better. You encourage employees, and I know that you take care on your employees very well. You give personal and professional growth, and you value work-life balance. That's why I want to be part of the company. So that's it, guys. And next question. Let's move to the next question. What is your 5-year goal? Okay, for that question, where do you see yourself ba in 5 years? This is being asked to know your goals and if they would see you in the company for 5 years. They want to see if how long you would stay to the company and also if you have goals for yourself. How to answer that? For example, in my first year, I will work very hard in human resource role. I will provide the staffing needs of an organization. I would like to be promoted in the next 2 years. I want to wake up to manage employees and to become a manager. The company would love to hear that. The company would love to hear if you have that kind of goal or plan to stay in the company for that length. I promise to you guys. So it is next question na tayo. What is your expected salary or what is your salary expectations? So it is important to do your research on what range or salary expectation for the position that you are applying for. And next, how do you handle stress and pressure? So your answer is by giving a situation that you have encountered in the past and you know that you succeeded. Okay? And last question, how do you work well with others? How do you work with the team? Give some experience of teamwork or theatric experience working in a team. It's very important to share that situation as well. All right, so those are the few tips that I can share with you guys. I hope you're even more prepared on your interview. And I like to leave you my favorite quotation. So, everything is a learning experience. I got this from a YouTuber or an influencer coach like, and she usually says that everything is a learning process because kahit anong negative experience yung ma-encounter natin, even during interviews, hindi siya bad thing, guys. It's always a learning process where you will able to practice more on the next interview. So remember that. Everything is a learning experience. Okay? I hope you learned something new today, guys. And I want to share with you guys that I'm very glad and proud to represent my company, Aspac International Inc. Because in spite of what has happened and even we encounter pandemic starting March 2020 until today, Aspac is still continuous, is still growing, is still moving, is still able to live by their mission, vision, and values. All right, so let me give you all your facts, a little fun facts about our company. So I'll show you the video.
We are Aspac, and we go beyond logistics. We believe that it's not just about organizing the smoothest processes. It's about providing the smartest solutions along with it too. Yes, we expertly deliver an effective and reliable flow of goods and services from point of origin to point of consumption. Transportation check. Warehousing check. Forwarding check. Brokerage check. IT solutions check. Cargo management, consultancy, integration check, and a big check. Within this sequence of movements of planes and trains, ships and trucks, docks and locks, keys and scans, goods and treasures, there's always our experienced and resourceful manpower, our safe hands, our sharp ears. We listen, we learn. We know that there's no one solid formula for all logistics needs. Finding the suitable solution matters. We modify, we innovate, we customize. That's how we strive for success for our customers and their customers. We are Aspac, founded in the Philippines. 40 years of reliable logistics and solutions expertise. 8 highly integrated networks of international hubs. 200 pairs of expert hands and ears. Over 50 partner carriers and movers. A glowing number of certifications and recognitions, constantly innovating IT solutions. Be one of our 250 customers and partners. We are Aspac, your global channel, your local partner. Visit www.aspacfields.com.ph for more information.
Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. And if you want to know more of our job hirings, you can always visit our website, www.aspacfields.com.ph. aspagfields.com.ph or our Jobs 180 page, jobs180.com Aspac Fields. Again, thank you everyone. I hope you all have a great day and you enjoyed our session.
Thank you for that, Miss Mara. So to our audience, we are now opening the floor for questions. So I'll go ahead, ma'am, so I can have students can have enough time to think about their questions. First question, ma'am. Can you please share with us like success stories of your recent hires? Meron po bang na-hire kahit mahiyain or hindi masyadong magaling mag-English? Pwede niyo po bang i-share yung story sa amin just to encourage the rest of the audience watching?
Okay. So, most of the time, uh, company encountered an urgently need position. Okay? So, minsan, si Aspak po, subjective siya. So, need natin ng ganito, graduate of accountancy. So, um, even if yung taong to mahiyain during the interview, but as we screened uh, here or his resume, graduate siya ng accountancy and ang ganda ng grades niya. So, minsan dun kami nagre-rely, ma'am. Dun kami nagre-rely sa mga profile ng tao. Kahit hindi siya ganun ka-active during the interview, um, minsan meron pang times na sobrang kitang-kita mong kinakabahan siya. Ayun, since urgent ka yung position, we hired them. Basta po good yung background, educational background as well as the grades. Ayun.
Okay. Thank you for that. We just got a question here coming from Brian Feliciano. With the new normal proving that we can almost do anything with Zoom, Microsoft Teams, are face-to-face interviews still relevant or will it be relevant moving forward beyond the pandemic? So, ang question dito, ma'am, ay yung face-to-face interview po ba, importante pa rin siya? Like for an HR professional like you, do you still see it being important in the next few years or even now kahit na lagi tayo nag-zoom ganyan?
Yes, it's very important, miss, yung face-to-face. Actually, excited na kaming maibalik yon. Currently, we do virtual interviews via Zoom. So, hindi namin makita yung kasi the most important thing din na tinitingnan namin is yung physical ng tao. So, since virtual siya, ito lang yung nakikita namin. Hindi kami or what, pero importante sa amin yung the whole personality or the whole appearance ng tao po. So, it matters. Face to face, very excited kami na bumalik siya. That's
Okay,
it.
thank you for it. Meaning, ma'am, yung mga body language, hindi
Yeah,
nakikita. Yeah.
exactly.
Next question. If given a chance to ask something to the HR interviewer, ano po sa tingin niyo yung pinaka-important to ask about the company? So, kunyari, ma'am, may applicant. If I'm an applicant, what is the question that you would want me to ask to you? Parang ganun po yung question niya. Ganda ng
Okay. So, for me, ask nyo lang, as an applicant, ask nyo lang kung ilang years na ba nag-ooperate si company. Okay? So, dito, makikita natin kung gaano ka-strong or kung gaano siya ka-competent. Okay? And aside from that, like we experienced pandemic, so paano ba na-encounter or paano nag-survive si company during that pandemic na halos yung ibang company mag-stop? Paano yon na lagpasan ni Aspac? So, that's the some questions lang na gusto kong i-ask nila sa akin because I want to prove how Aspac naging matibay despite of that pandemic or
Yeah,
that
I think that's
problem we
also
encountered.
That's also a good ano nga ma'am, a good question para itanong ng mga applicants. How did the company survive, or how did the company respond to the pandemic? Ayan.
Yes.
We have another question, ma'am. Sorry,
Sure,
try
okay lang
ko
po.
sagutin lahat. Um, from Marvin Batronel, bawas factor po ba kapag hindi nag-English ang aplikante sa interview?
Mm, for me, ma'am, no. As well as na-express niya yung sarili niya ng maayos. Kasi, ako pag nag interview ako, I want to break the nervousness. So, if nakikita ko sa tao na hindi siya ganun ka fluent in English, so I'll ask question in Tagalog. Okay? So, hindi siya bawas factor for me. This is for me po Basta po, na-express niya na yung maayos yung sarili niya. Okay, English ka nga ng English, but you can't express yourself well. Parang, ah, parang ganun po. So, mas nakaka-less factor pang ayon sa akin. Basta answer questions kung saan ka confident, kung saan ka comfortable. Okay?
Yes.
So, additional factor yon sa akin. So, yung
Thank you for
confident
that.
ka sa sarili mo. You express well yourself. Even if it's in Taglish. So,
Okay
yan
lang.
po.
Okay lang.
Okay?
Siguro ma'am, my last question na lang would be about internal vacancies over at Aspac. Meron po ba kayong openings for fresh graduates na pwede pong ma-consider or pwedeng explore ng mga students natin from TUP right now, especially those who would be graduating soon?
Okay, so TUP, I want to encourage that all of you guys, we have an urgently need of junior accountant, it, graduate siya ng accountancy, please apply to us. And um brokerage assistant, kung graduate ka ng customs administration, so brokerage assistant, need po namin yan even if you're fresh graduate. So, ano pa, a sales coordinator, tumatanggap din kami ng fresh graduate. And you can search it on our website po, www.aspacfields.com.ph, kung ano pa or ano pang hiring namin. But yun nga po, urgent kami ng junior accountant and brokerage assistant po since logistic yung company. Yung nature ng company. Okay? So that's it.
Thank you for that, Miss Mara. So to our audience, are you sure wala na kayong tanong? Yan. So, Miss Mara, thank you po again for accommodating this event with TUP. And to our audience, the link is below. It's jobs20.com/aspacfills. So that's where you see the vacancies and the openings over at Aspac Philippines. Miss Mara, do you have a Facebook page kung saan pwede mag-reach out yung mga candidates, if ever? Active po ba
Um,
kayo sa Facebook?
Hindi kami active actually sa Facebook.
Pwede
Yes.
lang sila pwede mag-reach out, ma'am, if ever na may tanong sila or gusto po nila kayong i-email ng mga questions or anything.
Okay, you can email me at my personal uh, email address. So, HR_placement. So, kanina, or i-flash na lang din siya later. HR_placement at aspacfields.com.ph. You can reach me out there anytime if you have
Okay, okay.
more questions or even resumes po na gusto nyo makita agad or matawagan agad. Okay?
Okay, ayan. So
That's
thank
it.
you again, Miss Mara, for your time. So thank you, Miss Mara. Have a great day po.
Have a great day then, Miss
Have a great
Shari.
day,
Thank you,
ma'am.
thank you.
Ayan. So to our audience, reiterate ko lang, the school page for TUP Taguig is schools.jobs20.com/TUP Taguig. Let me check on that later. But that's the link, and that's where you see all the vacancies from all of the companies who will be doing the talks today. So nung may companies na nandito today in this event, may posting sila doon. And for all other partner companies ni Jobs 180 tsaka ni TUP, nandun din. Pwede nyo siyang check doon. Alright, so next up, discussing good communication skills or improving communication skills, we have Miss Aubrey Quizon. Miss Aubrey Quizon is the Senior Learning Consultant for Specialized and Advanced Learning over at LSEG, that's London Stock Exchange Group. She started as a customer service representative in the BPO industry, and she found her passion for training and joined learning and development in 2004. She brought her 11 years of training experience when she joined LSEG more than 5 years ago as a senior learning consultant, handling communication, customer service, and trainer skills learning. Miss Aubrey, if you're ready, please join us.
Hi,
Hi,
let me
ma'am.
share my
Good morning. How are
screen.
you doing?
I'm
Ma'am, can
great.
we
Thanks for asking.
can we test your share screen po?
Yes, I'll do that right now. Window share. Let me know if you can see it just fine.
Yeah, ma'am. It's up. It's up. Ayan.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
ma'am, I leave
Team.
you to it. So you have 20 minutes. I'll be back for Q&A po. Thank you, Miss
Okay, thank you, Miss Sherry. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me represent Refinitiv LSEG here to share a bit about one of the most important skills in any organization, and that's communication. Pwede raw ako mag-Taglish. So I hope you don't mind if I do. Mas comfortable nga naman for everyone, di ba? When I was first presented with the topic, I thought about ano nga ba sa verbal and non-verbal communication ang gusto ng mga tao improve. And then naisip ko, bakit nga ba muna natin gustong i-improve ang communication skills natin? Then I realized we all have this question in common. Let me go there. Okay. I'd like to ask everyone to think about speaking in front of a group of people. And I have here a question that I'm sure most of us can relate to. Can you say that you are 100% confident to stand and speak in front of any audience? Okay? Pag-isipan mabuti. So, haharap ka sa team meeting. Okay lang ba? Okay. Okay lang, di ba? Ihaharap ka sa buong school to present something. Okay pa rin? Medyo nakaka-nervous na. Pero okay lang yun. Ilalagay ka sa TV para magsalita. Okay lang? Paano kung ang topic is the comparison of the economy of Asian countries pre- and post-pandemic? Okay pa rin? Medyo, medyo malapit ng manginig, no? Tama ba? So I'm presenting this question because a good number of people seem to be embarrassed about being nervous. When the truth is, you're nervous because you want to do well. Tama ba? If you're not nervous, mas nakakatakot yun kasi ibig sabihin wala kang pakialam kung mabuti ba yung magagawa mo or hindi. So, dapat merong certain level of nervousness na acceptable in a given presentation. So don't worry about being nervous. Normal yan. And here's a foolproof tip. Practice makes perfect. So we all heard this before at hindi siya bagong concept. It doesn't matter if you're speaking with a large group or if may kausap ka lang na colleague or client or interviewer. Okay, so I assure you, this is tried and tested to make your verbal and non-verbal communication skills better. Let's begin with verbal communication. Ano bang nakaka-nervous pag sinabing kailangan mo magsalita or kailangan mo mag-present sa harap ng audience? Some people will say, depende sa audience. Which is also true, and I'll talk more about that later on. You're probably self-conscious. O sige, nako-conscious ka. Pero self-conscious ka saan? Lista mo. So, is it the way you speak? Is it your tone? Is it your pronunciation? Is it your grammar? So, the good thing about listing them down is knowing that these things you can prepare for and you can practice them too. So, at ano nga ba yung mga dapat pinaghahandaan under verbal communication? So, there is actually a lot, but let's choose the ones basic in any interaction, which are speech and content. Okay, let's begin with speech. Speech has a lot of components, but I'll show you my top 3 important ones, okay? The first one is tone. Bakit? Because when our tone doesn't match the words we've chosen, the listener will hear the message of your tone instead, hindi yung words. Here's an example. When we ask, okay ka lang? So you hear sincerity, you hear appropriate yung tanong, at talagang gusto niyang malaman kung ano yung tinatanong. Gusto mong malaman rather kung ano yung condition mo. Okay. Versus, okay ka lang, the words are the same, di ba? But the meanings are totally different. So, make sure na mas aware ka sa tone na ginagamit mo. There are people who don't know na yung tonong gamit nila hindi friendly or masungit, and you need to start recording yourself to hear kung ano ba talaga yung tonong nakikinig ng mga tao kapag nagsasalita ka. In the professional setting, we will need to be more mindful of the tone that we use. Kasi baka maka-offend ka ng client, ng colleague, ganyan. Okay? We also need to know that the next one here, volume, as simple as it may seem, is quite important as well when it comes to delivering the right message. Kapag louder than usual ang volume ng isang tao, among friends and family, mahihiritan ka. Hindi ka naman galit. Okay, galit ka. Ganyan. Which is just injected humor, that's fine. But in the business setting, you might come across as aggressive or hostile, right? On the other hand, if your volume is too soft, you'll sound unsure and lacking confidence in what you're saying. So make sure that you practice the just right volume. Ano yung just right volume? Yung tamang nakakausap ang naririnig ka naririnig ka ng kausap mo. That's fine. Kapag nagpa-adjust sila, sorry, I can't hear you, adjust ka. Ganun talaga. Volume yan eh. The last one here is clarity. Okay? My purpose po ang tongue twisters, hindi lang pang fun. Okay? It's a form of exercise for your articulators. Okay? Ano ba yung articulators, ma'am? So, they are the things that help you make the sound when you speak. So, your teeth, your tongue, your lips, okay? Your ngala-ngala, these are your articulators. And tongue twisters is an exercise so we don't end up eating our words or slurring or yung pananalita ng mga laseng or ganyan. So the practice will also help you with your speech rate kasi nakakabulol din kapag masyado mabilis magsalita. Okay? And that's for speech. Let's now look at content or yung laman ng topic mo. So when you plan your content, not content, guys, it's a different word, content, you need to think about three things. Okay. First is the audience. Make sure you have an idea who will be in attendance and what you think will be sino yung attend or sino yung makikinig sa'yo and what you think they will be waiting to hear from you. Sino ang kausap mo at anong alam niya about this topic, ganyan. So it's frustrating on both sides, the listener and the speaker, if may mga hindi maka-follow sa topic just because you assumed everyone is familiar with what you're talking about. Okay? Make sure you can use the same language that they're using as well. Second is relevance. Bakit nila kailangan marinig yung sasabihin mo? Kasi kung hindi nila kailangan marinig, bakit? Ano pakialam nila, di ba? Basic. So ask yourself why you need to tell them your message. What do you expect them to do after you give them the message? At ano ba ang objective mo? Okay? Relevance. Lastly, organization. You need to make sure organized ang message mo para hindi mahirap intindihin. Kung nagbibigay ka ng instructions, dapat may tamang order, di ba? So dapat din may connect yung mga sinasabi mo. Don't jump topics and expect people to follow your train of thought. That will be very inconsiderate. So, kaya nga ang unang bagay sa list nito ay audience. The focus should be making sure that they receive the right message. Okay? Okay, let's now look at nonverbal communication. So, if you're facing people or an audience, what they see will also have different messages. And what do we mean? Kailangan appropriate ang galaw mo sa speech at words mo. Miss Mara mentioned this earlier. Diba? So make sure you practice your facial expressions and body movement. Okay. When it comes to facial expressions, madaling makita ang mga off. Like frowning, disgust, disappointment. So please make sure you practice these two tips. First, eye contact. Okay? Huwag nyo naman titigan ng kausap nyo. Creepy na yon. Pero make sure na may tamang ah, tingin, tapos pwede kang mag-isip, tingin pa rin, ganyan. Para lang ah, maramdaman ng kausap mo na talagang kausap mo siya. So what we mean by eye contact is making your listeners feel that you really are talking to them. Okay? Hindi yung nakatitig ka sa sahig o sa kisame. Hang, kakusap mo sa tao, oh, so friend, okay ka lang ba? No, it won't feel sincere. Okay? And the other tip is smiling. A smile is a virtual handshake, guys. Okay? And it will make your listener warm up to you. Personally, I think mahirap makinig sila kasi mangot kasi nakaka-distract. Di ba? Okay? So we need to make sure that you practice eye contact and smiling. So kapag nagkasalta kayo, you can start having a mirror on your desk. Hindi siya for vanity purposes. It's to look at your face kung nakangiti ka ba. Kung maganda ba yung araw mo. Madali siya makita sa mirror. So yes, I will recommend for you to have a mirror on your desk. Okay, let's now move on to body movement and communication. First of all, hand gestures are okay. Huwag ka masyado ma-conscious if you tend to speak with your hands. Okay? With your hands moving, rather. So, especially when you're all passionate about what you're talking about, so ganyan ng ganyan yung kamay mo. Okay lang. Just make sure that your gestures are appropriate and purposeful. Don't go pointing at people's faces and don't flail your hands around like you're shooing a fly. Dapat may purpose ang bawat galaw habang nagsasalita. Okay? Minsan pang emphasize. The next one is posture. And minention din to kanina ni Miss Mara. Please know that posture can say a lot about a person. So if you're talking about something that's exciting, your back tends to straighten up and your chin will be held up too. Diba? On the other hand, if you're delivering bad news and if you're apologetic, your shoulders will be hunched with your head hanging low. Yan. Okay, so if nakaslouch ka, habang may kausap ka, it may come across as if you're uninterested or bored, which is a no-no in the professional setting. Okay? That actually wraps up my topic for today. Ang bilis ko pala magsalita. So to close, I'd like to leave you with the ultimate tip to improve your communication skills. If the previous presenter, si Ms. Mara, said prepare, 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 I couldn't agree more. For communication skills, it's practice, practice, practice. Please practice speaking, read out loud, mimic movie lines. Actually, yun ang pinakamagandang recommendation na binibigay ko sa mga trainees sa work. I would like for them to watch, say, an English film, especially if ang challenge nila is English. So watch an English film, mimic movie lines. I like for them to deliver the lines the way that they heard it. Talk to your friends and be mindful of your delivery is also a good way to practice. Also, if you're familiar with TED Talks, so you can watch presentations like TED Talks, list down what you liked or least liked about the presenters. Para alam mo kung ano yung mga dapat mong gawin, ano yung mga kailangan mong iwasang gawin, these things. And I hope this presentation is and will be helpful to everyone here. I wish you all the best, and if you find yourself interested in joining us at Refinitiv LSEG or LSEG, one of the world's largest providers of financial markets data and infrastructure, please go to jobs180.com/LSEG. We can now look at some questions you may have for the Q&A with the help of Ms. Sherry.
Thank you for that, Miss Aubrey. Ayan. So
Ang
we're
bilis
just
ko, no? Sorry.
the questions coming in from from the crowd. So I'll go first, ma'am. First
Sige.
question: what is a common mistake when in corporate like communication? People not listening, people not being conscious of their tone. What would be like a common ano lang, ma'am? Parang dapat iwasan, ganyan.
Dapat iwasan. If you're not very sure of the meaning of the words that you're using, avoid it. Okay? Huwag kayong gagamit ng mga words na hindi kayo sure kung kailan ginagamit. I'll give you an example. Ang daming mahilig gumamit ng word na actually, which is fine if you know how to use it. The same with basically. Kailan ba talaga ginagamit ang actually at basically? Hindi siya filler na kapag tinanong ka, oh, where do you live? Actually, I live in Manila. No. You use actually to either emphasize something that is actually happening. So you can say, I live nearby, but actually I came from Quezon City today. Something like that. So, or to correct a a given statement that isn't very accurate. Ganon. So the tip is if you're not sure, especially in English, if you're not sure of the real meaning of the word, please don't use it. Okay?
Thank
Right.
you for that advice, ma'am. Just came in, Carlos Madarang. How about if the person has a lisp? Um, does the interviewer assess it? I'm not sure of the last part, ma'am.
Okay.
Guru,
I
ma'am,
can't answer for
may na-
HR, pero
ah,
pero kasi kung yung job na ina-applyan mo requires for you to speak a lot to customers, then maybe it's not the best position for you. However, if your job will require for you to spend a lot of time writing emails to customers or exchange or do your exchanges via email and written communication, wala namang issue ang this. It should be okay.
okay, thank you for that, ma'am.
Yep.
This one is from Brian Philip Feliciano. This one, mama, ang tanong niya, as an HR rep, I'm assuming, naglagay siya, ma'am, I'm assuming, Miss Aubrey is from Training and Development,
Yep.
Brian. Pero she will, ma'am, try nyo lang sagutin, baka lang
Sige.
masagot. What is your pet peeve or pet peeves for a newly graduated applicant in an interview?
Pet peeve. So I've done my share of interviews kasi I used to work with HR so that we can assess English skills at the beginning. So one of the things that I noticed in interviews is na pet peeve ko is especially kapag BPO or call center yung ina-applyan mo, don't force an American accent. Um, so 20 is the 20,000 is the yung mga ganyan. Hindi siya necessary, especially kung Pinoy naman yung kausap mo. I'm okay with the accent, sure. Kung kausap mo is an American or somebody who's a native English speaker, it's fine, of course. Tama naman yung gumamit ka ng tamang pronunciation. But yung naririnig mo yung effort na for lack of a better word, mag-inerte sa accent, medyo nakaka-cringe siya. And hindi naman siya nakakataas ng score sa interview. I'm telling you that.
All right, thank you for that tip, ma'am. Kailangan ng accent, no?
Yeah.
From Jose Angelo Arboleda, can you share your experience during your first interview? Did you make any mistakes, and what did you learn from it? Good question, Angela. Thank you.
My first job interview. Wow. Teka lang 1998 pa yun. So I can't quite remember. However, my first job interview for LSEG, or Refinitiv at that time, or Thomson Reuters pa siya ng mga panahon yun, I can still remember. With HR kasi, ng LSEG, ang unang interview is yung preliminary, which is over the phone. So they ask you about yourself, and this was 5 years ago. I pretty much know what to say about myself. Uh, pero if you want to know about my experience, it doesn't matter how experienced you are sa corporate world or sa trabaho, nininervyos ka pa rin. Siyempre. If you really want to do well, may nervyos talaga eh. Hindi na mawawala eh. So the most you can do about that is make sure that you have an idea of what to say, you have an idea of what you want to highlight in terms of yourself and your capabilities. Yun. Mistakes, I'm not sure if may mistakes ako. Hindi naman kasi babalik ang HR sa'yo para sabihin, hoy, mali yung grammar mo sa ganyan. Or, hoy, mali yung pronunciation mo sa ganyan. Wala namang ganon. So, I can't really say if I had any mistakes in the interviews, but I know for a fact that every time I look back into the experience, I want to do better. Feeling ko I can always do better. And yun naman dapat lagi ating isipin. You can strive to do better. That's what I learned about. Yeah, that's what I learned from it.
Thank you for that, ma'am. If I may share my story, ma'am. First
Let's
interview
go.
ko, on my first interview, I was the only one overdressed. I was wearing yung suit, bumili akong bagong bag, bumili akong bagong sapatos. Nag-stand out talaga ako. Ayoko na bumalik doon. Kasi ibang-iba yung itsura ko sa mga katabi kong candidate. So, hindi ko na yun uulitin ulit. So, that's my story. So, hindi kailangan bago, hindi kailangan flashy. Yan. Pag mag-interview kayo in the future. So,
Ay, hindi
Miss
mo kailangan
Aubrey,
ng mga bagong stuff. You're right.
oo,
But it doesn't put you in a bad spot if you overdress for the interview kasi makikita ng employer na parang, uy, nag-prepare siya,
nag-effort.
nag-effort siya. Hindi 0 points yan sa'yo. May point yan sa'yo. Kasi the preparation and the effort, it takes time. And your patience as well. So, kung interview pa lang, nagbigay ka na ng ganong effort, it's already of value to them.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Miss Aubrey. Ayan. So, ma'am, thank you for joining us for this event. So, the link for LSEG is jobsready.com/LSEG. That's London Stock Exchange Group. So, that's where you see their vacancies. And please explore openings bago kayo mag-graduate. So, you get to see saan kayong line of business mapupunta after graduation. Ayan. So, Ms.
Yes.
Aubrey, on behalf of Jobs 180 and also from TUP, we thank you po for joining this event po this morning. Thank
You're
you, ma'am, and
welcome. My
look forward
pleasure.
to having you in other events. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. So next up, to be discussing coping with the world of work, we have Ms. Joanne Gaffney Topacio, Human Resource Manager for ADP. Ms. Joanne Topacio has been with ADP Philippines for close to 11 years, and Ms. Joanne's career of over 20 years includes customer service, training, marketing, employee engagement, and operation support in the financial industry, having been connected with Citibank NA, AIG, BDO, GE Money, and East West Bank. So she's most inclined towards process improvement and having that personal touch to drive client experience. Miss Joanne, can you please join us? Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
How are you doing? Good
Hi.
morning.
Sorry. Good.
Kamusta po?
Hi.
Ayan. Ma'am, can we test your screen lang po? Screen share.
Oh, okay. Uh actually
Are
sinend
we
ko yung
doing it?
slides
Okay. Okay. Tech
kay
is doing it.
Kim.
Okay po. Let's
Yeah.
just try it if it works. Ayan. So, ma'am, today we are joined by the students of TUP. So they're
Yes.
watching not on FB Live, but they're watching on another Zoom meeting. So we mirrored
Gotcha.
the Facebook Live to that Zoom meeting po. So the
Okay.
questions are being fed in the private chat po lang. So I'll read it to
Okay.
you after the presentation po. So can we
Noted.
check lang po if it's working, if the slides are working. Tech. Ayan.
Hi students from TUP. Good morning.
Ayan. Ma'am,
Happy
so
Wednesday.
habang they're fixing the ano, can we just preempt you? with
Sure.
a little bit, with a little bit of the openings you're offering for fresh grads, or maybe for people who would like to venture in your field of industry. Ganyan.
Okay, so for TUP students and others, if ever meron hindi naman taga TUP, no? So I work for ADP Philippines, so 11 years na po ako doon. We are the biggest payroll company in the world. We have an office here in the Philippines. We are ramping up. We are hiring. Kaya send over your CVs to Be More. That's BEMORE, one word, be more at adp.com, so that we could already check out your resume, and we'll give you a call to schedule. Hopefully we get to work together with a lot of you from TUP. Yeah, so be more at adp.com. Don't forget,
Thank
ha.
you. Thank you for that, ma'am. I'm looking at the courses that the students put in earlier po kasi sa question. So we have here, I'm guessing this is electronics and communications engineering. We have MT. I'm not sure what MT is. MECT, mechanical engineering, maybe.
Engineering program.
Um, BSECE. ECE ito. Ayan, ma'am. So, yun, ma'am, yung crowd nyo. More on technology courses and engineering majors po. Coming from
Okay.
TUP Taguig. Ayan. So,
Well,
checking lang po with deck if the
yeah,
slides are okay. Ayan,
I
it's
think.
up. Ayan, ma'am. Sakto, sakto.
Ayan, relief na relief si
Thank
Shari.
you.
Up na siya.
Thank you. Ayan. Ma'am, I leave it to it. I'll be back to fill.
Alrighty.
You have the floor,
Thank
Miss Joanne.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shari. Okay, guys. So, TUP, hi, good morning again. So, I'll be discussing coping with the world of work and adjusting to the new normal environment. So, actually, since we've already been in this lockdown situation for almost 2 years, so magto 2 years na tayo in March, no? I am assuming that somehow we have already gotten kind of used to what was considered before as the new normal, which is the lockdown, the mga quarantine, mga ECQ, MECQ, mga barbecue, ba lahat ng mga Q, mga mga restrictions and stuff like that. So if you look at the next slide, I would like to call it the newer normal. Kasi we used to have what was normal prior pandemic, tapos nagka-lockdown. So, yun na yung tinawag nating new normal. But now, you know what? I mean, I'm sure all of you are aware that sooner or later, and it's maybe sooner than what we think, no, that we are approaching the newer normal, which is not quite back to normal as before the pandemic, but maybe even a better version of us being healthier and more aware of social distancing and hygiene, washing our hands, because, there is always going to be that opportunity where we could learn from the 2 years we've had and apply it in better ways. So, the newer normal, I would like to say, maybe are you looking into leaving your sedentary lifestyle? Yung mga when we were in lockdown, we would, since we were working from home or studying from home, the longer time we spent on our couches or on our bed, kasi di tayo pwede lumabas, di ba? So, naging sedentary. Lagi tayo nakahiga, naka-horizontal yung position, no? So now, is the newer normal living that kind of lifestyle? Or is your newer normal going to be going back to school na face-to-face na? Or maybe a combination of face-to-face and online? Is your newer normal reporting to the office again, if we have any professionals here in the room? Or is it learning or relearning tasks, right? So there are maybe circumstances wherein when we get to work or study na face to face or be back in school, maybe we have mga teachers there or mga professionals, do you need to relearn and review what we used to do before bago yung pandemic? Because 2 years is a long time. And also for a lot, even in our company, they took advantage of the fact that nag-work from home na si ADP associates. So a lot of them actually went back to their hometown, which could be a bus ride or a plane ride away. So maybe the newer normal could mean to them, or maybe to some of you, returning to your old dwelling or old apartment, old home, yung dati nyong tinitirhan bago yung lockdown. Kailangan mo nyo bang balikan yun? Yung ba yung newer normal? And also, being outdoors longer than what we are experiencing now, like in the past. No? Yun ba yung newer normal because we will get maybe to um, use public transportation ulit to get to school or get to work, di ba? Or do we need to walk to school? So there are a lot of situations, different situations that we are going to be encountering, which is different from each other. No? Okay, next slide, please. So I'll give you tips now on how to cope. And and to be honest, I take this from personal experience and also the experiences I've heard from my close friends and my family on how for the past 2 years how we have coped with the the pandemic and the lockdown and how we were able to, you know, we're now at the almost at the end of the tunnel kasi 'di ba open na yung mga malls, open na yung mga movie houses, so slowly things are getting back to pre-pandemic status. Pero if you are still working or studying from home at medyo hindi nyo pa hindi you're not 100% well adjusted because you're still experiencing challenges or maybe even some are experiencing anxiety or stress with the current setup. So I'd like to share with you 12 tips. First is if you don't have a routine now, set a routine. So what does this mean? Try to wake up and go to bed at the same time every day. Okay? And when you set the time to wake up, you also need to set what are you going to do throughout the day. So for example, when you wake up, what do you do? Do you cook breakfast? Do you exercise? Do you take a shower and then have breakfast at the same hour every day? No, have your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you have 3 meals. Set that routine because that will work well with your mental state and your physical state as well. Routine can help you have that normalcy in terms of something to look forward to because you're organizing your day. Next is establish workstation. This one, I am guilty of this. I have not had a decent workstation or a table or office here in where I live, no, because my space is very, very tiny. So what happened was, siguro maybe late last year, November, or that was the only time I actually bought a small office table to fit in a corner of my room. Na dun kasha yung laptop and the monitor. And I don't know why I didn't think of that before because prior to that, I would use our dining table, which is this one, to take my calls and to work the whole day. So that one really changed the way I work because I had an official table and it doesn't have to be those big ones. No, it could be a very small one, just enough to fit your laptop and keyboard or mouse. No. Take breaks. This one, even normally prior pandemic, during pandemic, you need to take a break. And there is a study made that if you are working or studying, it's good to take a break every 20 to 30 minutes, a 5-minute break, stretch your legs, walk around. Me, since I live in a condo, it's not a house. So I stretch, I stand up, I walk in place, I do very slight lunges, kung kaya. And then if I have more time in between my meetings, I go downstairs in our little recreation area in the condo and just walk around. No? I walk up the stairs, up and down. So those breaks actually not just help your eyes because it's also not healthy to be staring at the computer for long hours. It gives your eyesight a break and also gets you to rejuvenate your mental and physical productivity. So they say taking short, frequent breaks in between will keep you not just will keep you at your almost peak level throughout the day. Unlike they said in the study, na if you don't or you rarely take breaks, your peak level goes down right away during the day. So take break, guys. Play with your pet or have a small hobby beside you and for 5 minutes work on that. This one is also important to stay connected. We have technology. We are very blessed. You can go on daily calls with your loved ones. You can go FaceTime or Zoom or Messenger chat. No longer is the woe what we'd had 20, 30 years ago na when you had family in another country, you would have to make long distance calls. Now it's free. You just, schedule a time that you guys get together. I have my family in Canada. We have a weekly call to stay connected. Not only that, stay connected with your friends and mga your colleagues in school, your co-students. Have that daily connection with people, okay? Because it really helps because it will also help you realize that you're not the only one maybe going through challenges, diba? Or kung hindi ka naman challenge, you're super okay at this time, then share that and help and see if your friends or relatives need your happy demeanor and happy vibes, no? I-share nyo yan. Then we also have grow. So what better time now? We have so much time in our hands because we don't anymore travel, we don't commute, diba? So we save maybe 2 hours to 3, some 4 hours a day because they used to commute. Now that's saved by being at home. Be productive. When I say grow, it means you could take a mini course, a mini online course, or even have online business, buy and sell, walang capital needed, or have maybe extra projects that you could put and be proud of. So those are one of the thing. That's one of the important things. Now let's not take this as a challenge, but actually an opportunity to use the time that we're saving for us to be a better version of ourselves and growing. Then we also have share blessings. This one, I have read a lot of articles and seen, mga interviews of millionaires, billionaires, successful people. And the very common thing that they say is when they start sharing their wealth, going into philanthropy or helping other people by, giving to charity, that for them is ultimately happiness because they now have a sense of purpose that why am I getting all of this money and I can buy anything I have? And they ended up feeling very empty. No? Like, what's next? Okay, so I bought my new Lamborghini. And then what's next? I bought a new house that's, a mansion. And then, what's next, diba? So, they felt that by sharing that wealth, something that is not tangible, that you cannot see, which is sharing and caring for other people, actually made them feel more, felt made them feel their purpose a lot more. Okay. The next slide, please. So another set. This is my last set. Organize. Yan. Yung mga, I like this because um, since my condo is very, very small, I need to tidy up and organize my things. So parang may pagka minimalist living, no? So everything here has multi-purpose, yung furniture and things like that. So every year, just a tip, do some spring cleaning, remove uh, clothes that you don't wear, items that you don't use, yung mga double items na you bought and then someone gave you the same thing. So, or you have too much, maybe plates or utensils, or so what I do is I either give it away or I donate it, or to earn money, which I plan to do this year, I'll sell it online. Diba? So makaka-earn ka pa ng money. We also have Celebrate. So guys, don't forget that the pandemic should not stop us from remembering to celebrate. If you have birthdays in your family or friends, celebrate online, have a call, and have virtual parties. If you want now, if you're comfortable with it, why don't you meet up with them in the mall? So let's not forget that it will uplift and make us in a happy mood if we celebrate Christmas or birthdays, Valentine's, even Easter, and whatever reason that you need to celebrate for, celebrate it. Yung mga small accomplishments, big accomplishments, graduation, ganyan. So make a big deal out of it. Parang hindi tayo bounded by the pandemic na you're not allowed to celebrate. All the more we should make up for, staying at home and having fun at the same time. Then go outdoors. If you're only comfortable, okay? So me personally, I go outdoors. I let's say, as long as you follow the protocols, I do social distancing. Um, we have protocols at the office, or in public places. Follow it. I usually wash my hands, not touching the face. What we learned in the start of the pandemic, I still do it now. So if you have naman like an outdoor space, go out of your gate, or go to your garden and breathe in that fresh air. It's very important to be exposed to, nature, the sun, the air, kahit na maingay yung mga kapitbahay nyo, kahit na um, hindi, what do you say, medyo we have lots of cars passing by. I get that, no? Hindi naman lahat conducive na may garden at wow, peace and quiet. It's not like that. Reality is we all live in maybe a populous place. But just getting outside and just seeing your neighbors and see what's happening outside makes you feel not alone. Okay? So that's the thing that we want now when we look out. Hindi pala ako nag-iisa. May mga tao din palang going through the same thing with me. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that. We're not going through this alone. Stay healthy. Naku, ang hirap. We've seen memes and, online posts that the pandemic weight, na because we had a sedentary lifestyle, we're always sitting and not walking anymore as much as before, not anymore commuting, so nawawala yung cardio, and tendency we eat more because we're bored at home. It's normal, diba? However, let's not forget that we are also not being healthy by doing those things. So stay healthy, eat healthy. If you're not going to be active, like kami here in the household, we don't eat. Okay, don't follow me if you're not a believer of this, but we do intermittent fasting, or we have two small meals a day because we don't um, walk like before, or um, or not, we don't have an active lifestyle like before. So if you also have like we're also wanting to have a, like, a bicycle, maybe bike around the neighborhood kasi part yun ng exercise, or if you have rollerblades, skateboard, if you want to go dancing classes online, that's free, yoga classes online, that's free, or magpa-zumba kayo sa city hall. Do something that would actually make your blood um, you know, and do some cardio exercises. We don't want you to have what they call the sitting disease, which is very much uh, n- unhealthy, if especially if you are sitting down for a long time and not moving. So that could affect your heart and the blood flow. So stay healthy. Let's keep on moving. If you know you're at home, do some chores, maglaba, magayos ng gamit, maglinis. That's actually also moving, and which is good also. Next is get a pet. So I don't know if you and if you hear fur parents. So we are fur parents here. We love spending time with our pet. We have a dog. She sleeps on our bed. We cuddle with her. If I needed to go on a break from work um, for 5 minutes, I play with her. So it is actually very therapeutic, and it is a study that if you have pets, it's actually good for your health. So it could be a cat, a dog, maybe a rabbit, um, or some living thing that you can take care of, even plants. Pwede din yun, because for you to not be so concerned about what's going on and focusing on something else, like another living thing, can also help cope. And then be updated. So this is important. Be updated with the current news. Be updated in your school. What are their current announcements? May update na ba if mag-face-to-face kayo, or are you still going to do online, or a combination? If you're working, what does your company say? What are their next steps? What's the timeline? How soon are they saying na, oh, maybe in September or end of the year, magbabalik na tayo? Knowing appeases also anxiety, because sometimes we get very anxious because we don't know what's going to happen. So find that information. Okay? And then next is, so we have this what I would like to as a major takeaway from this session is, we go through change. Change is inevitable. Change is the only thing that is permanent, diba? That's what they say. So if change is there, we cannot do anything about it. We don't know what's going to happen in the next minute, the next day, the next year. Might as well meet it with a positive attitude. By looking at it positively, by looking at it as an opportunity instead of a challenge, we learn to let go of our old ways and become flexible. We learn to adapt to new people, new environments, and learn new things. So, in the long run, being flexible to change leads you to more happiness and less stress. And in my last slide, I encourage you to, and I don't know if you know this, that we have this saying that be like a bamboo. So a bamboo plant, okay? And there was even this debate before, plant ba siya? Tree ba siya? It's actually grass, no? So be like the bamboo. Because the bamboo, regardless of its strong winds or strong weather, heat of the sun, it just bends towards the environment. It adjusts and becomes flexible. Kahit may typhoon yan, signal number 5, strong winds. It bends and does not break. Okay? So it accepts the environment and the circumstances happening around it. That's why it is usually used as a symbol of strength, flexibility, and health. So I would like to emphasize by being flexible is also a sign of strength. Okay? We also need, I urge you to stand upright and adapt to the harshest circumstance, like a bamboo. Okay? So that's it for today for me. So in case you have questions, hi
Thank you,
Shirley.
Miss Joanne. Ayan. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
So to our audience, we are now opening the floor for questions. Ayan. So to give them time to think about their questions, I'll go ahead, ma'am. So my first question would be, how has it been for people who have been working from home for the past 2 years? Are they do they have the same level of productivity as before? Parang yun yung
Okay.
question ko, ma'am. I mean, did the metrics change, or did the employers meet the employees where they're at? I'm not
Correct.
sure.
So this is for ADP employees, right? Okay. So we're 2,500 associates. You have 2,500 individuals who handle the same situation differently. So can you imagine that's 2,500 combinations of reactions and anxiety levels and acceptance levels. So yes, it has changed a lot for everyone. Some they enjoy working from home because they see it as, well, I can be with my family. I don't have to commute 2 hours going to work and 2 hours coming home. Some they don't like work from home because they are with family who are noisy, their siblings are not respectful pag work time nila, shift nila, maingay, 'di ba? Or they have ka-share in workspace or office space. Some uh to we have had an increase with mental health challenges. That's a fact. So our company, in order to assist them, we offer free occupational therapy sessions and counseling sessions. That's free, that we cover for our associates, and it's unlimited. It doesn't matter how many times they need to talk to a counselor or to a therapist. um, so as a company, we also need to be swift in reacting and providing the needs of our associates, because again, it's very different from the strongest associates, very resilient, down to the ones that we really need to help. So for if you're also going to ask me, like, what do they feel about coming back to work eventually? So mixed reactions, because now we do have associates coming to the office because of the strong internet Wi-Fi and the free food they get, the free coffee, the aircon, the productive scenario. Me, I go to the office once in a while because it puts me in a work mode. Okay. So again, that's different reactions and insights for different people. So if you're a company or a school, you need to take account that you're dealing with individuals and not having or and not a group of people who have the same attitude towards things. So may change talaga.
So thank you for that, ma'am. Next question na lang po. Can we ask you about your routine? Like, how do you
Okay.
like separate work life with social life or personal life, especially now that me, I work from home, so this is a very I relate with this question very much. So how do
All
you like
right.
set routine? How do you delineate, or how do you integrate?
Okay, first thing is, personally, I don't think there is work life balance, because when you say balance, they're equal, they're not going to be equal. Work may take more of your focus and time more than personal life at most of the time. Sometimes personal life naman mas makaka-focus tayo over work. For me, it's more important, if you are now focusing on work, put quality into it. If you're going to focus on personal life, put quality. So if you go out with your friends, don't think of work. Put down your phone. Focus on your friends or your family if you're celebrating something or magkakwentuhan kayo over dinner or maybe a virtual call. Don't make those two interlap. If it's office, I rarely bring my personal life to the office. Maybe the only way that I bring my personal life to the office is my daughter works as an intern. She calls applicants, so one of you might receive a call from her. Um, so that would probably be the personal life. I am a very private person, kaya maybe by nature it doesn't mix. I have a separate group of friends. Now, for routine, I realized early on in the pandemic, when I wake up, I would act like I am going to the office. So I take a shower, I dress up, I put on makeup, I put on office attire, maybe the top half, not the maybe naka shorts ka pa rin or naka, but do not go on your class or your office work in your sleeping clothes. That is really not a good idea. You need to set your body because your mind is a very powerful tool. And by setting that stage that your mind thinks that you're going to the office because you're all dressed up, you're, you know, your what your routine was while going to work, then it puts you in that mode that you are going to work. And I've told this to associates who've asked me, and I say, dress up because that puts really your mind in, oh, she's going to work. Then they get into the productive mode, and they said it worked for them. So that's it.
Thank you for that, Miss Joanne. So checking the TUP crowd, if you have questions, I have a last question here for Miss Joanne. So, ma'am, last question na lang po would be words of advice or words of encouragement for those who will be graduating this year po, because our audience are graduating crowd third year,
Mm-mm.
fourth year of TUP po. Yung mga malapit po mag-graduate, what would be like words of encouragement?
Naalala ko tuloy na nag-graduate ako ng college. Let's just not mention the year. Wow. That's an exciting time. Wow, guys. I could not wait for the day that I graduated from college thinking, wow, I will, I mean, I'm being honest now. I don't want to go through that same, back to school and going. That for me, I looked forward to it. Um, Even prior to graduating, I was working already part time. I couldn't wait to work and earn money. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's what also my daughter does. She looks for ways to earn money, although she's in third year college. Um, Words of wisdom. What is your preference is would be the best for you? Some they like to take a long vacation before they go to work. Some they like to work immediately after graduation, which what I did. I cannot be not doing anything. I get crazy, so I need to be productive and it's your preference, ha. Some say, oh, at least natapos ko na yung vacation mode ko, then it start to work. That's fine. But the thing is, um, and this is my personal opinion, it's also be open to options out there. For us to select a course when we were 16, me, I was 15 when I had to decide what college course I would take, which was business management. Who would think that a 15-year-old or 16-year-old will know what you'll be doing, right? It's not. So now, if you're graduating, be open-minded. Um, you know, and I'm not saying this because we hire any course graduate, because we do. we don't we don't limit it to accounting. We also hire nurses and engineers. We hire as long as you are a second year level student. Be open to search for jobs. If there is a job opening, take it na kahit hindi nyo it's not your dream job. There is no dream job. You make it a dream job yourself. It's not the company who will give you a dream job. I started out getting to be officially after I graduated to be a cashier in a store in Canada. And I accepted it because I needed to work to have money and to have the experience because I needed to know how things work in the working world. Don't be so selective na I don't want to work that because, baka anong sabihin ng friends ko. Don't bother with what other people say. You need to build your work experience in order for you to get somewhere where you will already feel content and happy. So it was a long journey from that time to where I am now. But by not being so maarte about it, it made me learn work ethics, how to deal with coworkers, be uh, how to learn from leaders that I work with. So, yun yung masasabi ko. Don't be too selective. Get that work experience and, the rest will fall into place.
Thank you for sharing your story, Miss Joanne. I am sure our students appreciate that ano pa, that tidbit po
I hope.
of your
Thank you.
experiences. Thank you. Miss Joanne, on behalf of TUP and also from our team over at Jobs and ATV, thank you po for being with here this morning, and we look forward to having you, ma'am, in other sessions po. So guys, the link is below. It's jobsrate.com/ADP. That's where you explore vacancies. That's where you research kung ano yung mga gusto nyong puntahan in the future, in the next few
Yeah.
months.
Jobs180.com/ADP or be more at adp.com.
Ayan. Thank you, Miss Joanne. Have a
Thank
great day.
you. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye, ma'am. Stay safe. All right. So, salamat po sa ating speakers for this event. We are officially done, guys. So, in a bit, we will be announcing the evaluation link. But to officially close this session, we are calling Engineer Rika Jane Y. Koska, Head of the Office of Student Affairs, to give us a closing remarks.
To our guests from Jobs
To our
180,
guests from
to my
Jobs
fellow
180.
officials of TUP Taguig, to our dear students, a pleasant day to everyone. It has been 2 years since our operations shifted into online activities. Before the pandemic, these online ways of doing things already exist years back. We are just slow in adopting to it because of uncertainties of how could be transformed into virtual what needs to be done in physical. This pandemic forced us into a disruptive way of adopting this virtual means of living our lives. We are now well accustomed to webinars and online communications. The uncertainty we once unsure of would no longer be an issue if feasible or not, but a challenge to do things online, yet acquire the goals and sustain life. You, SIT students of this generation, is tasked to do this challenge. Thank you to our guests from Jobs 180 for equipping our SIT students of the skill they need to prepare for in entering the battlefield of being part of the workforce. Congratulations and thank you to the facilitator of this successful SIT orientation. Have a nice day and keep safe always.
Thank you for that, Engineer Koska. So, to our audience, please don't forget to evaluate the event. The link will be flashed and it will also be available on the comment section. So, if you're from TUP, this is the link that if you will need to answer to secure your attendance. So, we would like to shout out to the TUP guidance team, Miss Nees. Thank you for coordinating with us for this event. So this event is brought to you by one of our corporate sponsors, Greenfield Marketers One. They're looking for property specialists. If you want to apply, please send your resume links over at jobtraining.com/greenfield M1. So to our audience, you can please feel free to watch the next set of webinars we will be hosting tomorrow and next week. So all of those are free. If you're interested sa mga topics, pwede kayong sumama, pwede kayong makinood, and you're welcome to join in any of those sessions. So to our students, we hope you had fun as much as we did. So thank you guys and have a great afternoon.
At Greenfield, land is our legacy. Our founders have nurtured these prized possessions for years. As stewards of these crown jewels, we develop these lands into communities that will remain relevant throughout the years. Simultaneously working with nature while employing the latest in technology. We provide spaces for leisure, and opportunities for a thriving lifestyle. Venues where relationships grow and are nurtured. We build residential towers that are part of well thought out and planned communities. We build modern suburban cities with vast spaces for nature and an opportunity to live a fully connected and balanced lifestyle. We provide living spaces that flourish with life and heritage. From urban, connected yet nature-centric districts to suburban cities flourishing with greenery, our developments will remain relevant throughout the years. Let this be the legacy you bequeath to your children and your children's children. Let our land be your legacy. Greenfield, ours for generations.